Let's get the read on all of this with Republican Virginia Congressman, former Navy SEAL Scott Taylor. Very good to have you, Congressman. And there's been a debate, and once again, after these tragedies, there invariably is, particularly focused on Republicans and whether they're in lockstep with the gun lobby. And I know you've heard these issues before. Is there a sense, because I've heard it from a lot of, Republicans, Marco Rubio, chief among them, saying, there are laws on the books to prevent the mentally ill from getting their hands on guns. There are laws on the books right now to make sure that particularly violent weapons, semi-automatic rifles, cannot be used for hunting purposes, but yet they're abused. So where do you stand on that? What has to be done about that, if anything?
Well, thanks for having me, Neil. And obviously, let me first say that my heart goes out to all those folks that are affected, families and friends, and the victims in Florida. And I think everybody stands with them, obviously, in America. Look, when you look at this, folks are very quick to jump to one thing or the other. Are you beholden to the gun lobby and all that? That's ridiculous. I'm beholden to the Constitution. I'm beholden to what I believe our rights are, the Second Amendment rights to protect ourselves. I have to say, look, you hear a lot about hunting. Well, this isn't for hunting and stuff like that. The Second Amendment's not for hunting. It's the worst case scenario to be able to deal with a tyrannical government, period. It's one of our most fundamental rights that we have, and thank God we do have them. Now, that being said, there are issues. There are mental health issues. Not just Republicans, but Congress in general. The last Congress, I didn't vote on this, but the one before me voted for more funding for mental health training for law enforcement and folks to be able to see something and to deal with folks that may have an issue here. There's some underreporting. I have a bill right now. I'm very displeased, quite frankly, with the military for underreporting the thousands of domestic abusers who, statistically are more likely to commit gun violence. They were underreported. I find that tragic and inexcusable and has to happen. So there are laws on the books to be able to deal with this.
You're quite right about that. You're quite right about the genesis of a lot of the protections we have for gun ownership had to do with a period of time we were worried about tyranny, worried about issues that were far different than today. Do you
well, Neil,
think
to be honest with you, and I don't mean to interrupt you. I apologize,
sure.
But historically speaking, this is an issue that you will always have to worry about. We're not biologically different than anybody else in the world, and there are many countries right now that have to deal with this thing.
No,
God
you're
forbid
right about
that ever happens in our future.
A disproportionate number of such incidents. But having said that, is it your sense then that the middle ground on this, because Democrats are also loath to take on their Hollywood funders on violent video games or violence in movies? You've heard the rap against Republicans. They're very leery. I'm not blaming you to take on the gun lobby or whatever. That the middle ground has to be that each is willing to rein in what appears to be the coziness of each side to those respective bases. What do you think?
Well, look, I think we have to look at mental health. That is clearly an issue. We have to look at enforcing laws that are on the books. Now, certainly, when you look at violence, I was just looking through my Instagram, and there was like a video thing of a very, very real assault rifle and, violent video game. So we have to address root causes, and we have to figure out, why is it that it's somehow acceptable for some of these kids to go up and shoot schools? And we also have to address the soft target. Look, I'm in the Capitol right now. You got to go through a metal detector. Right. There are armed guards here. I'm protected. Why aren't we protecting our most precious resource? They're in gun-free zones. Massachusetts, thank God, they have this law now in new schools that you have to have this shooter detection thing, which basically detects a gunshot within 1 second, and because it's software, it goes right to first responders, goes right to computers that are there, tells people either to get down or get out.
Right.
Law enforcement can be there in minutes. Like, we should look at these things to protect the most vulnerable amongst us.
You mentioned that, Congressman, and I remember earlier the Broward County Sheriff talking about this very issue, that he thinks we have to look at maybe more funding. He didn't put in so many words that we have to beef up law enforcement. Yet there was a law enforcement figure at this school yesterday. A number of schools have magnetometers. I don't know what the case was here and whether that was provided throughout the school, where this particular policeman was at the time of the shooting and all.
That's correct. Is
it a funding issue, or is it more?
Funding's part of it. Funding's always part of it, right? If you're going to do anything security-wise, you're going to have to have it. And I'm not. Look, I've never been a proponent of having some, bunch of armed men walking around in the school with their guns sticking out everywhere. But the reality is, you mentioned that there was a law enforcement there, agent there, had they had the shooter protection thing, he would have known immediately where the gunshot was, exactly where it was. Other folks would have been alerted. You would have had people there within minutes responding to the scene. It is important to say this, Neil. You're not going to have perfect security. That's just, you just can't have it. But like I said, why should I be protected as a lawmaker here with folks with guns and to protect me from folks that are mentally ill that would wish to do me harm and other lawmakers, but yet we don't take a serious look at the gun-free school zones that have our most precious commodity there, our future. Well, I think it's something that we have to look at. No,
and I think your voice carries special importance given your military past, your SEAL days, and your service to this country now. Sir, thank you very, very much. I do appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Neil. Thank you.